At every single Mass, before the priest even says a single word to the congregation, he walks up to the altar and he kisses it. Then, after Mass ends, he comes back and kisses it again. But have you ever stopped and wondered exactly why he's doing that? Because, see, the church treats the altar as a sacred sign of Christ, and that kiss is a gesture of love, honor, and reverence. So let's take a second and break down that full sequence that you've seen happen hundreds of times. The entrance procession will reach the front of the sanctuary. The priest and the other ministers all bow. Then the priest, along with the deacon if there's one present, will walk up and kiss the altar. Only after that does the priest go to his chair, make the sign of the cross, and greet the congregation. So before he greets anyone in the church, he's taken that moment to himself to show reverence to the altar. And the reason makes total sense once you understand exactly what the altar represents. Because the altar is where the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross is made present in the Eucharist. It's also what we call the Lord's table, where Catholics receive his body and blood. The church even describes a fixed altar as a sign of Christ, the living stone. So when the priest kisses it, he's honoring the place where the Eucharist sacrifice will be celebrated and where the faithful will receive Jesus. That also explains why the altar may be incensed during Mass. So that bow, the kiss, and the incense all show that this is way more than just an ordinary table. And if you've seen my video about relics beneath the altars, you might be wondering whether the priest is actually kissing the relics. Now remember, some altars do have relics of martyrs or other saints beneath them. Some will have actual bodies of saints, and some do not. But the priest kisses the altar whether there's relics present or not. The altar itself is the thing that's being shown reverence to. The relics connect it to the saints whose lives became a witness to Christ. But that kiss is directed towards the altar as a sacred sign of Christ. Then something very easy to miss happens at the end of Mass. Because after the priest's blessing and dismissal, the priest will return to the altar and kiss it again. Then he and the other ministers bow before leaving the sanctuary. It's just kind of wild when you think about everything that happens between those two kisses. The word of God was proclaimed, bread and wine were placed on the altar, and the sacrifice of Jesus was made present in the Eucharist, and the faithful received Holy Communion. And before the priest leaves, he returns to that altar that one last time. And I just think there's something really beautiful about that. The Mass begins with the priest showing reverence to the altar, and it ends the same way. And I just think that quick gesture reminds us who stands at the center of everything that happens there. So the next time you see the priest kiss the altar, just pay attention to when he does it. He kisses it before greeting the congregation, returns to it after sending everyone out into the world. And that gesture only takes a second, but now that you know what it means, you'll really understand that Christ is at the center of the Mass and truly everything that we do. If this video at all helped you see the altar differently, please subscribe to Inspired Catholics. And if you want to know more about why there may be saints' relics beneath that same altar, make sure to check out this related video. May God bless you and your families.